One of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, taking on the 9th-ranked team in the land, the USC Trojans. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. And the Trojans will get us started with the opening kickoff. He brought that thing out of the end zone with the idea of making a play, but he didn't even get back to the 25. They challenge this crowd to bring the energy, and I'd say they're doing that. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. There have been many memorable games in this rivalry. It was memorable for Notre Dame last year, not so much for SC as the Trojans got blown out.
No, and Notre Dame's a team that we've seen in the playoff in recent years, and they want to get there consistently. To do that, they've got to win rivalry games like this. You're going to play a big-time opponent like USC with all of that talent and that coaching staff. You're going to have to play at a very high level. Last year, David, they put the stomp down on the Trojans.
They did. They used that big shillelagh and laid the hammer and took care of business. And you've seen Notre Dame, have these years now where they've had really good seasons, but we want to see them build on and do multiple good seasons in a row. That means beating your rival, beating USC consistently. Let's see what the Irish have today.
He just needed a yard on third down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
This is an offense that prides themselves on being physical. They love running the football. That's their identity. But the defense getting that stop on third and short against the run, that sets a very clear message that they've shown up to play. They know it's coming, and they're going to be here all day.
One thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3-and-outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4-and-out if they don't convert. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. Makes the catch, he's got enough. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it on their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. It has been a season to forget, and honesty compels us to say changes are probably coming.
I'm not sure, but I think Reese Davis just fired a coach. Is that what I heard? I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Listen, hasn't gone well. You've heard the outside noise, continuing to get louder and louder, haven't met expectations. And this is the business we live in college sports, when you get paid a lot of money to do a job and you don't perform.
Listen, at the end of the day in college football, it's results-oriented. They've lost football games this year, and so all signs right now pointing to them potentially making that change before next season. If they're going to stay competitive and they're going to field the best team and program possible heading into next year, then it looks as though a change is inevitable.
This rivalry nearly 100 years old now, guys, dating back to when Newt Rockne had made the Irish a power and Howard Jones had done the same for the Trojans.
So many names, and then if you go recent, I mean, everybody remembers the Bush push and just so many great games in this matchup. Every year it seems like the game means a lot. And obviously, Palmer, you add a trophy, it just gets way better.
It's like the greatest players to ever do it. I mean, Joe Montana for Notre Dame, Marcus Allen, his Heisman Trophy with the Trojans, and you're right. We could go on and on and on, and it always seems like those guys play their best games in this rivalry classic.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. It's complete to the right. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. On first down, here comes this offense. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Moves around to clear up the vision. Got it in the middle. It's Orgy. They make the stop, but the sweet pull and catch is plenty to give them a first down.
It's a really nice job out there making the catch. I feel like fans are always expecting one of these Trojan receivers to be in the conversation to be the best in the country, right? Because of the success they've had in the past and certainly in more recent years. There's a lot of pressure to play that position now at the Coliseum and at USC, but this...
Wide open, he makes the catch. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, USC!
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Here come the Irish, back on offense. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They'd just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the first. Let's see what happens next.
Turns it on in midfield. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Defense better dig in for the run. Heavy formation is there. To the ground with the back. And the defense makes a big hit and knocks him down. And now on second down for this offense. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. And he's running in the open. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Notre Dame! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner will be brought down. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Coming after him. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and it's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. I'm not positive, but that 1st down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. He tries to take the top off. Oh, and it's picked off. Threw it right into the teeth of double coverage. Bringing it back. Running inside the 20. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Not only do they get the interception, but they're able to get a huge return. Remember, this team practices this all week, right? Once they get the interception, they've got guys turning their heads, and they're looking for blocks. They're looking for people to get a hat on down the field. And with that INT, they now flip it. That could be a big point swing in this game.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. They'll try it over the left side. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. He'll boot it from the left side, and from this distance, that angle ought to be fairly easy. And it's no good. He missed it. And after the missed field goal, guys, we are still locked up.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this round.
2nd down coming up. Quarterback checking off. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Gets it out fast. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down.
Really nice pass there. You know the expectations at USC every year are sky high. Not just to win the conference, but to be in the national championship discussion. But to do that, they need this guy right here to play at a high level week in and week.
Got a lot of running room. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. He wants to throw. Finds his back in the middle. They make the stop, and that'll bring the 1st quarter to a close. They'll start the drive here with 1st down to open this period. From the red zone, looking for a space. They're working that left side. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
I I think the days of running backs just running downhill are out the window. You better be able to do this. You see the playmakers, slip him out of the backfield, throw him the football. He'll handle the rest, get in the end zone for the touchdown.
And the PAT gives him a 14-7 lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Oklahoma rolled to a victory, and after putting up this kind of win, there has to be some Heisman buzz around a program that produced 4 winners of the award between 2003 and 2018. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Leaves it with the back. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
The give to the back. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
Well, that's a really good-looking physical run. I'll tell you, when you think of Notre Dame football, too, you think of all the great coaches they've had, Eric Parsegian, Newt Rockne, Lou Holtz. Those guys would love what they're seeing right now. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, wearing the defense down, running the football when they know you're going to do it. This is Notre Dame football to a T. Beautiful.
Stopped after a pickup of 4. Good run to get it out to the 34.
When you're a defense, stop the run first. That is your first responsibility. It makes the whole game easy. And right now, they got it going on the ground. The defense is going to have to change something up. These little tiny dink and dunk, dink and dunk. You keep doing this, they'll go all the way down the field on you, so you might want to get a little bit more aggressive.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
Notre Dame ready to go back to work with another first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Slings it downfield. He makes the catch. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Big time throw in that last play. You know, you think about great Notre Dame quarterbacks. I think back to a couple of Joes. Joe Montana, Joe Theismann. They'd love what they'd be seeing right now from this kid. He's got arm talent. He's got accuracy. And because of that, he gives this offense the ability to light up the scoreboard.
Notre Dame coming to the line with another first down. Here's the handoff. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. So you get stuffed on first down. You had an idea of what you wanted to do on second, but I'm guessing it's back to the drawing board now.
You got to figure out who you are and what you are. What's your next best play? Or what is the defense going to do? If they've been aggressive, okay, well, if they've been aggressive, I'm going to throw that deep ball. If they've been sitting back, I'll make sneak and draw on you.
Put themselves in a bit of a bind, but that last one is 2nd and 14. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. The play action fake. Buys a little time with his feet. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Cross-country rivalry between these old foes. It started because Newt Rockne's wife wanted to go to California late in the season, and the next chapter unfolds today.
That sounds perfect. If my wife wanted to do the same thing I would do. Happy wife, happy life. It's always interesting to hear how these rivalry trophies come about, but I know...
Deep shot for the end zone. And that pass picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
3rd in Africa is extremely difficult. When I know it's a passing situation, I get to rush the passer and pin my ears back. I get to put more DBs on the field to drop back and really play pass coverage. You can tell the offense was trying to force it, trying to get that first down, makes the big mistake.
They're setting up the screen. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on first down.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
Looking for a deep man. Makes the grab, gets the foot down. Just precision execution on that big play. The Trojans make a living on stretching the field with big plays in the passing game because they just throw the ball to that receiver.
No doubt about it. And guess what? Everybody in Hollywood likes this, right? Like the big, explosive, dynamic, fun plays. And that's exactly what USC does year after year.
Motion from the offense. He'll come out throwing on first down. Swings it out to the flat. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
He wants to throw it again. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. The Trojans are in the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. He's got the back in the middle. Touchdown, Southern Cal! Reeled it in and just made the house call.
And that's his second receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
The incompletion leads to 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Going to take a shot. And the ball is intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. A veteran in this defense stayed locked in on his rules and made the interception. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Use the play fake, now to throw. Lets it fly. Caught at the 25. Oh, look out, there he goes. Touchdown, Trojans. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here come the Irish, back on offense. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond.
All kinds of running room. The 40. He's at the 20. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Irish!
A nice job by this offense, putting the scoring drive together. And now, listen, it's not even halftime yet. So keep fighting. Going to halftime, regroup. We found a little something on this drive. See if we can cut into this lead and continue to make this game closer and closer.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
Well, there's no mystery who they're throwing the football to, but defenses still can't find a way to cover this guy. With that last catch, he now has over 1,500 receiving yards on the season.
Wants to throw on first down. Lets it fly deep downfield. And good coverage and better hands on that shot to the end zone.
And this guy has been so important to this defense, the way he plays on the back end. Top 10 in the nation in interceptions. He just has a feel and reads the quarterback's eyes. He almost picked that last one up.
On target. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards away in the first half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job seeing the field, reading coverages, and finding his open guy.
Throws to the wideout. And he's lucky to get that one back. This junior quarterback knows better than to try that too often.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy's had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
Looking to throw on second down. He's got him this time. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
How about this offense? They're rolling. They got a couple first downs together. Defense. Next, what's your response? What do you got? You got to make some adjustments here.
And the Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Makes the grab. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, USC.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point that the offense can improve. Like, we're here. We're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Great timing there in that throw by the QB on the out route. Gets it to his guy just in time. He makes the catch, and his momentum takes him out of bounds.
DB's locked up tight on the receivers. They'll try to get the first through the air. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The Irish send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. And how about this lower intestinal fortitude? 4th and 1 in your own territory, and they're going. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's batted away, and the 4th down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football.
It's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field position. Let's see what they can do here from a play call.
A shot toward the end zone, and it's picked off. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Takes a hit as he fires. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
I love it. I'm never of the mindset, take a knee, go to the half, whatever, man. If I can try to find an opportunity to put some points on the board, I'm going to try to do it. I like the offense chucked it up, but, you know, an incompletion, who cares?
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. He gets the pick, but not the pick 6, as they're able to run him out of bounds and limit the damage to wrap up the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Notre Dame will kick it off to start the second half. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. It's complete on the right side. At the 40, there he goes. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down. Doesn't SC always seem to have a quarterback right out of central casting and one that'll pick up a first down for you with his arm?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter the year. It just doesn't matter the number. It continues to churn out. They find those guys. Just such an easy place to recruit when you've got that kind of pedigree. You always find superstars at the quarterback spot.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up, see if they can maybe confuse this QB?
This time it's complete. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. One word to describe this guy: unstoppable. Over 150 yards receiving, and he is putting the gold into that Cardinal and gold.
And they do such a good job with this offense year after year. If you're a USC OC, you got stars. On the outside, you got speed. You know how to highlight them. You know how to find them. And you know how to feed them for big days like this.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. Now, how about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
Feeling some heat. Incomplete, thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
On 4th down, they'll throw for it. And he's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been up to speed. His 3rd interception. Looking for more room. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
Yeah, how about that, man? 4th down, trying to go make a play, get this offense going, get it sparked, get some points on the board, and that couldn't have gone any worse. They throw the pick, and not only that, they return it all the way back for 6. That offense just shot themselves right in the foot.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick 6, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. A strike downfield. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
Video game type numbers now for this QB. He has been virtually unstoppable, and you know the Heisman voters are taking account of what he has done here in this game. He's got over 450 passing yards now.
All down at the 39-yard line, but he's got 15 yards on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Great job by the quarterback throwing against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
He lets it fly. He caught it. Touchdown, Trojans. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way from it.
And I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Here come the Irish, back on offense. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
He's going to pass on 2nd down. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long, different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there, but on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls incomplete.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. He finds his man. At the 35, he's got room. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the 1st down before he steps out of bounds.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
Going up top on first down. A shot for the end zone. And it's caught! Touchdown, Notre Dame!
Every time we speak to defenses before they play this guy, they all know he's going to get the ball thrown his way. They always come up with creative and exotic ways to try to cover him in the back end, but they're never able to get it done. This guy just beats coverage time and time again. And with that last catch, that's now his 15th receiving score of the season.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
It's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Paul.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
Pulls it and fires to the left. They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. He's just winning that matchup in the slot every time.
And when you put him in the slot, Reese, he's closer to the quarterback. It's an easier throw. We can run in, we can run out, and really take advantage of his versatility of the guy at that slot position.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. He's got it. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the first down. This is the kind of performance, guys, that sort of etches your name in the roar of a rivalry.
And playing big in this big moment, on this big stage, it is so nice to have a playmaker like that you can highlight, that you can focus on, that you can trust in.
He was so...
For the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Man, I've been there. This is one of those games you just want to forget right away and turn the page. 4 picks now thrown by this guy, and you're just not able to make your reads. Things aren't clicking. You're not seeing the field, and the ball's not coming out right. Next week cannot come soon enough.
Touchdown, Irish! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
And the extra point is good. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. Fielded in the end zone, it's Smith. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. It's complete to the left. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark. The Trojans want to pick up the tempo. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Sends it downfield. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. And the Trojans will bring the punt team onto the field. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. moving. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
He's back to throw on second down. And it's his fourth interception of the night. Would have loved to have gotten a big return out of that one, but they'll take it first down at the 40.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
Off play action on first down. Unloads to the wideout. And here's the fifth interception by this quarterback. He couldn't quite get loose on that return, but he'd already made the play, and they've got it at the 35.
The right place, right time. Linebackers are usually big physical guys you see play the run a lot. Hard to get 2 interceptions in a game. Special player making special plays.
Here come the Irish back on offense. Handoff to the lone back. At the 45 on his way. Afterburners coming. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Give to the running back. Pushes ahead for a pickup of 1 down to the 13. They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. From the gun, wants to pass. They're trying to get to it. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
Just drives it between the uprights. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Louisiana is down, but they are not out of it. Not there at Cajun Field, one of the more enjoyable places to watch a game in all of college football. They're trailing by 12 to Arkansas State. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio.
He's on the loose. There he goes. Open it up. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Southern Cal. Boy, nothing electrifies a stadium quite like a return for a touchdown.
It's always so exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returners, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up, and it's because of that awesome kickoff return.
And the extra point is up and good, and they have an 11-point fourth quarter lead. They're just about to boot it away, full of energy after housing that last kickoff. Oh, he's going to take a chance and bring it out. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit and just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. He's looking to throw. Fires to the big fella. And an absolutely fearless tackle. Giving up size, still got him on the turf.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackling.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. They'll try to get it through the air. And that is his fifth interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter, everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet. It's getting pretty close.
And the offense suddenly with an opportunity it couldn't have expected with a first and goal after the pick. He'll ride his man on the option. He'll toss it. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Trojans! They put up another score here in the fourth, and they are well on their way to an 11-1 regular season. Traveler in the entire Trojan nation starting to feel their oats as SC has built a lead in this one.
I'm impressed, too, with the Trojans in this one. They've got a lot of competition in conference week in, week out. You don't get a break when you go out of conference to play Notre Dame, but mentally, they've had a lot left in the tank. They are dominating Notre Dame here.
And it's so fun to watch year after year. Great uniforms, great football. This matchup, the Jewel Shillelagh, every single year is always fun to watch.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Irish back on offense. Mistakes are going to happen as they did on that last drive. Now how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land.
Nice job on the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch. And he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job on the D.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge game if he could have held on.
It's really hard to win football games when you're one-dimensional offensively, and that's the case. They just have not been able to get anything going, throwing it deep down the field. They haven't won their one-on-one matchups. Quarterback has missed some throws, and as a result,
And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down.
And I get it. At this point in the second half, we got to make something happen. We haven't been good enough. We got to score a lot of points and quickly. You've got to be aggressive. They tried. They failed again. This game is all but.
And he throws yet another interception. Does he know which colored jerseys they're wearing? And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, the defense isn't quitting. They're obviously down big here in the fourth quarter with just a little bit of time left. Obviously, it'll take a Herculean effort to come back, but could that interception be the spark that ignites this team?
Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on third down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
Offense gets set for second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Lofts one high and deep. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback. And DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick. Gonna take a shot. Fires and picked off. Trying to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
I just love the fact that the defense is out there and they're still battling and they're still fighting. Obviously, they're way down here late in the fourth quarter, but they still think they have a chance to win. Don't tell them the game's over. That's a great individual effort on that interception.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. It's incomplete, and trust me, you will not see that very often from this guy. It's second down.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
2nd and 10 after the previous play. He's looking to throw. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Got his man all by himself. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
Quarterback strolling away from heat. It's caught downfield. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. Notre Dame now operating in the red zone. Really good job when this play went off script, and that's the job of a tight end. Find the soft spot and stay in the quarterback's field of vision.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating to play this kind of style of quarterback. That's always going to extend the play, make it harder on you as a defense. You got to guard longer in the back end, and just did a nice job getting outside the pocket and getting it to the big fella tight end.
He's been under pressure all season, and they really haven't done much to turn down that heat. And it's just hard to imagine that this guy will be back leading this program next year.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. A defense scoops it up, and they're bringing it back. The 50, the 40, inside the 30, at the 20. Oh, he was hoping for the pick six. Instead, he got it down to the 16-yard line.
It is so awesome, Palmer, to see the best athletes on the field with the ball in their hands. The defensive lineman, baby, scooping up the fumble, trying to get it to the house. He might have ran out of gas a little bit of steam loss, and he gets caught. But what a play by the big D-line.
Look at the big fella rumbling and stumbling and bumbling down the field. I'll tell you what, it wouldn't shock me if that guy at some point played running back earlier in his life, maybe when he was 8 years old. But hey, give the guy credit. He completely flips the field. Not only recovers the fumble, but now sets his offense up in great field position.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. He's looking for an open man on second down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Discards a man. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
Offense facing fourth down.
The offense failed to convert on fourth down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. Goes to the option. Now the toss. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on fourth down.
You know, there are a lot of people watching this game that are thinking to themselves, where's the sportsmanship? You're blowing this team out. Why are you going for it on fourth down? Why not just punt, give it back, and just leave here with a W? That's because this coach wants his guys to keep executing. I played for a coach in college that would have done the same thing. If backups are on the field, they get an opportunity to run your playbook. So let them do it. At the end of the day, you've got to force the opponent to stop. And that's what they're doing. That's the mindset. I got to be honest, I like it.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Well, the defense really stepped up in this game. They knew they had to slow down this passing attack. They knew they had some matchups they were going to have to win one-on-one. They've been able to do that, and as a result, they haven't allowed 200 passing yards in this game.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. They're going to get him for a safety. Tried to make something out of nothing and still got stuck for the 2.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
On the return, it's Rojas.
Return brings it out to the 35. And your USC Trojans will take over 1st and 10.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Final minute, this game's on ice. They can take a knee and run out the clock.
This offense has to feel great with how they're able to go out, execute, and perform big plays all game long. I think it's sending a statement, too, to future defenses down the road on the schedule. They're going to be tough to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, they got firepower, putting up so many points. This thing is easily over. Now they can just chillax, go back to the locker room, know they're going to get the victory.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Quick strike complete. And he is marked out of bounds after another big gain. This aerial attack has had no problem moving the ball with chunk plays. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Looking to move it through the air. They're bringing heat. It's caught. Makes the grab and knocked down, and he's got it at the 25-yard line. There's a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. And David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the emotions running so deep. Like, you sometimes get overzealous. Sometimes you get too many penalties. It's hard to rein in your emotions, but they did. They kept it in check, and now bragging rights for a whole year.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.